And now, please welcome to the stage director Steven Sebring and Patti Smith. Everybody. Nice to see you. Nice to be in Philadelphia. This is Steven Sebring, the director of the film. And I'd be happy to answer a couple of questions. Anybody has a question? No questions? Okay, bye-bye. It was great to see you. Anybody have a question? Does anybody know how many cows there were in my mother's kitchen? Well, I think it's because it's just one of those, you know, when people can't categorize something, they categorize it. But it doesn't matter to us what they call it. We did it, so.
But thanks for that.
How many years was it?
It took 12 years to make the movie.
Wow.
One camera.
The film was shot with one camera, without lights, without any assistance, just occasionally maybe a friend or two assisting. And Steven just carried that one camera on his back, a 16mm camera, and the rest was the sun and available light and a little bit of luck.
Yeah.
How did you know when it was done? Like after?
When we couldn't take it anymore.
What was the question?
I want to know, how did you know when it was done?
Oh, when it was. I don't know.
I mean, how did it feel complete?
It just happened.
You know?
Yeah, this is done till then.
Yeah, exactly. Part one.
What were the ancient markers in Detroit?
They were, that is Fred's grave, and they are ancient ship markers from Ireland. A friend of ours, someone that Fred and I knew, had land on the Irish coast, and there were hundreds of these ancient ship markers, and two of them had fallen, and they weren't really in use anymore, so we were allowed to bring them to Detroit. And actually a master carver who was almost 90 years old carved Fred's name and Sonic on the stones. So we figured Fred would like that.
Thanks. Howdy, how involved were you in the structure and edit of the film?
Yes.
I was intermittently involved. We had a fantastic editor. Steven is a photographer and has a great cinematic sense. I would come in and out and you know, give suggestions, or Steven and I constructed the voiceover. But it's really Steven's film, and I did my part, but it's really Steven's vision, and Steven can tell you something about the editor.
The editor, Angelo Carrera, I wanted somebody that, he worked on Reds, which is really cool. So he kept me from being too abstract a lot of times. And also too, I had my wife, who helped me keep it not abstract as too. She'd make me, you know, tone it down. And then I'd bring Patti in. So that's how it went. And Angelo, he's a fantastic editor, so we're very lucky to have him.
How's it feel to be a rock icon?
it feels a little like being the fella who had to go riding late at night saying, "Awake, awake, the such and such are coming." How did I come across them? Well, when I was a child, I was an avid reader, and my mother gave me a copy of Songs of Innocence when I was about 7 or 8, and that was my window into Blake. And Whitman I learned about in school. So I believe when I was in high school, I went to Deptford Township High School, and all right. I went to grade school in Germantown, and I went to middle school and high school in South Jersey. But in any event, I found Walt Whitman in my school book, and he's been my lifelong friend. And he's in, the other way I found Walt Whitman was coming from South Jersey to Philly in Woodbury. I'd catch the bus and come to Philadelphia, and you'd have to pass through Camden, and there used to be the old Walt Whitman Hotel, and that used to fascinate me. And one time I got off and to look at it, and then I learned that Walt Whitman was buried in Camden. So, you know, Walt Whitman is very close by us all. So if you haven't been to visit Walt Whitman, he's right over the bridge in Camden. Pardon me? I don't know. I mean, maybe it'll come to New York. I don't know. I'm not sure. I just finished it. I just finished putting it together. It took months to get it in Paris, so I haven't figured its next stop yet. It'll be in Paris till the end of June. Well, if they ask, I guess it's a matter of if somebody wants it, you know. So anyway, I'm very proud of the exhibit.
Yeah, could you explain the cheese and crackers thing at the top of the arrow?
Oh, no, see, it's my mom and dad had my dad had a great sense of humor. Like my dad, this is like one of my dad's classic jokes. When we moved from Philly to South Jersey, we lived near a pig farm, and one day my mother came running into the house, and she said, Grant, there's a boar in the backyard. And my father said, then don't talk to him. So this refers that my mom and dad had a long running history about the Troc. They used to go to the Troc a lot. And my dad, for a while, I think they had strippers at the Troc, and my dad used to talk about that all the time. But, you know, he said, you know, he was saying, oh, Beverly, what was that comedy group at the Troc? And she was doing something. She was annoyed at him, and it was like, oh, cheese and crackers. In other words, don't annoy me. And he goes, yeah, cheese and crackers. That was the name of it. He just had to understand his sense of humor. But anyway, that was what that was all about. Anything else?
How did the two of you meet and decide to work together?
We met in 1995. I was hired by Spin magazine to photograph her. And we met through a mutual friend who, it always happens about this time. Michael Stipe suggested to Patti to work with me. And we just had a really immediate bond.